Good afternoon and good morning. This is Jamie Hall from Loyalty 360. Welcome you to our sneak peek into our 2014 Loyalty Expo sessions and workshops. Today we have John Bartold, Senior Vice President from Loyalty Solutions. His session is titled A Happy Marriage When Strategy Meets Technology. And also joining him will be Joe DeSarone from Epsilon. Thank you for joining us today, John.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for giving me the time to talk to everybody. This is a great opportunity and great build-up for Loyalty 360, which I'm looking forward to in the Loyalty Expo this year.
Great, thank you. Let's start off with our first question here, John. What challenges and opportunities are you seeing with technology when developing loyalty marketing strategies?
Well, it's an interesting question because, we talk a lot about the technology side of the business, and it's been something over the last 10 years. It's been an area that we've all had to focus because we didn't have a great technology stack to support consumer marketing. I think today, though, the amount of technologies that we have available, the things that have grown up and developed over the last 10 years are phenomenal. And if anything, what I find more so today is organizations really trying to figure out how to use those technologies or what are the right technologies to really deploy. And they oftentimes get caught up in thinking that technology is going to solve the problems rather than sitting back first and saying, what's the right strategy for organization? What are our customers looking for? How do we build relationships with them? And then what's the best way to go about that? I mean, if there's one thing that everybody needs today, though, is it's a core technology that allows you to collect consumer information and act on that information in real time. A lot of good choices out there. Epsilon has got quite a few. We're going to talk about that some at Loyalty Expo this year. But I don't know that so much that we're looking for a new technology today as we are just trying to find the right way to deploy the technologies we have.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, John. With talking about the technology, what new trending technology do you believe has the best ability to evoke those senses to shape and steer meaningful and desired experiences for products and brands?
Yeah, I think the thing that we're looking at to see the next advancement in technology really is more on the ability to analyze the data. I mean, we've all talked about being in the era of big data, but we've actually been in the era of big data for quite some time. I think the biggest difference today, though, is that it's not just big data, it's in the types of data we've got. So historically, we've always had lots of structured data. We've had transactional data. We've had consumer input in terms of survey responses, in terms of different kinds of activities that they do in the various channels that they participate in. But now we've got a lot of social media, and we've got a lot of other chances to get data from consumers. It comes in unstructured ways. And we're not really good at really analyzing some of that information. And more importantly, we haven't done a great job yet of marrying up that unstructured and structured data to give us a really great new view to consumers that we've never had before. So I think the biggest area that I see the chance for evolution and really learning how to use some new tools is in that area of blending structured, unstructured data to find those key nuggets of opportunity within consumer populations.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, John. In moving towards the customer centricity, if you could give one piece of advice to a brand to help them increase loyalty engagement, what would that be? And maybe kind of tell me what it would have been 2 years ago versus maybe what it looks like in the future.
Yeah, I think for most organizations today, a lot of it is as much organizational in terms of how they're structured and how they operate internally. When you start talking about a customer-centric world, and this is something I've been going through for the last 15 years or more in terms of as we move more and more towards customer centricity, most of our organizations are set up or designed around operational models, more about how do we get products and services distributed and into the right channels for our consumers. We haven't spent as much time understanding those consumers, and therefore the organizational structures we have actually inhibit sometimes our ability to really be highly customer centric. So I think one of the things that organizations need to look at, besides their technologies and that basic overall consumer value prop, is how do we really align ourselves as an organization to serve this new customer centric model and to really be effective in building those relationships.
That's great. Well, thank you, John. One last question for you here. So with your session, what's at least one thing that you're hoping the participants will walk away with?
I think if there's one thing that they can walk away with is that really what Epsilon's focused on is helping our brands build deep relationships with their consumers. We've got great technologies. We've got an awesome technology stack that can help us really gather information and act on that information. But more importantly, I think today is we've got to realize consumers look at loyalty as being more than just a program anymore. It really is about how the brand interacts with those consumers. So you've got to start looking at a broader set of ways that you interact and become involved in that everyday consumer journey. So things like that we're doing today with target display, with things in the social channels and how our technologies are integrated into those. And really the way that we look at loyalty is not being something that's episodic in terms of more of a campaign-driven approach, but very rules-based, that all of our systems operate on rules, that we are constantly in flux and in flight with consumers as they are in their journey across any channel that they want to become involved with that brand.
Sure. Well, that's great. Well, thank you, John, for sharing your wonderful insight with us and helping participants get a sneak peek into your session, A Happy Marriage When Strategy Meets Technology. We want to look forward to seeing you all at the 2014 Loyalty Expo on March 17th through the 19th.
And Jamie, I look forward to seeing you as well as seeing a lot of other folks there. I mean, we are about building relationships with our brand's consumers, but as important, when I go to Loyalty 360 and Loyalty Expo events, I look at building relationships with my fellow marketers. So I look forward to that opportunity.
Great. Thanks, John.
Thank you.